Ah, the life of a monk. Dedicated, serene, bound by solemn vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. What a thrilling existence. Who wouldn't want to spend their days in silent contemplation, chanting prayers, and tending to vegetable gardens? But as history has shown, not all monks could bear the sheer excitement of such a life. Some daring souls, driven by an insatiable desire for the forbidden fruits of the secular world, chose to defy their sacred orders. Their stories are nothing short of legendary. But before we dive in, I still encourage you to ever so gently pet the subscribe button just for good luck. Now back to the video. First, let's talk about Martin Luther, the epitome of monastic rebellion. This 16th century German monk had the audacity to challenge the entire Catholic Church. How delightfully scandalous! Instead of spending his days in peaceful reflection, he hammered his 95 theses to the door of the Wittenberg Castle Church in 1517, igniting the Protestant Reformation. He could have been content with his monastic cell, but no, he had to go and stir the pot, questioning indulgences and church doctrines. How utterly impudent. Then there's Rasputin, the Russian mystic monk, who didn't just break his vows, he shattered them. Rasputin's rise to infamy in the early 20th century was nothing short of spectacular. This holy man, entrusted with spiritual guidance, found his true calling in the opulent courts of Tsar Nicholas II, where he indulged in the most virtuous pursuits, drinking, womanizing, and political meddling. Truly, a beacon of monastic discipline. Let's not forget about Friar Tuck, the beloved fictional character from the tales of Robin Hood. While his existence is debated among historians, his representation as a monk who joined a band of merry outlaws is just too good to pass up. Instead of praying for the salvation of his soul, he preferred to swill ale and partake in the redistribution of wealth. One can only imagine the divine inspiration behind such acts of piety. Of course, no list of rebellious monks would be complete without mentioning Matteo Ricci. This Jesuit priest defied conventions not by debauchery, but by daring to integrate with Chinese culture in the 16th century. He mastered the Chinese language and dressed in the robes of a Confucian scholar. How quaint. Instead of sticking to his European habits, Ricci chose cultural exchange, thereby planting the seeds of modern-day globalization. His actions were the epitome of monastic rebellion, choosing to understand and respect another culture. Shocking. And then there's John Ball, the English priest who took rebellion to a whole new level during the Peasants Revolt of 1381. Preaching against the feudal system, Ball dared to ask why the rich had so much while the poor had so little. His sermons inspired peasants to rise up against their lords, challenging the status quo. One wonders what divine revelations prompted such acts of insubordination. These monks, with their scandalous disregard for the sacred vows, have certainly left their mark on history. They remind us that even those who dedicate their lives to spiritual pursuits can fall prey to the mundane temptations of influence, power, and change. So, the next time you find yourself yearning for a life of monastic tranquility, just remember these tales of monastic misadventures. Who knows, you might find the life of a rebellious monk far more alluring than the dull, predictable path of unwavering devotion. Thank you kindly for watching.